Hi everybody, welcome to Kilnall Way Church's vlog again today. We're continuing to look at Reading Between the Lines, Volume 2, and we're on day 183. And we're looking at Revelation 16, 12 to 21, and then chapter 19, 1 to 21. So you might want to just pause the video and read them if you want to. Today's chapter is called Armageddon. So I'm just going to read through the passage, I'll read through the chapter, and then I've got my own thoughts just added on to the end. Armageddon is well known in our culture as the final battle for the future of the planet. But the way people imagine this battle differs greatly from the biblical reality. According to Hollywood, Armageddon is a special effects punch-up where the outcome is doubtful right up to the last minute. According to the Bible, Armageddon is all build-up and no follow-through. If it was a boxing match, there would be a year of weigh-ins, press conferences and trash talk, and then, when it came to it, the good guys would win in a heartbeat. First round, first minute. A few days ago, I laid out an overview of the book of Revelation. In it, I suggested that the middle chapters of Revelation 6 to 20 consist of 7 action replays of the same period of history. I don't think they are consecutive scenes of judgment to be strung together, one after the other. Instead, they are simultaneous perspectives of the same thing to be viewed in parallel. If you ask me, these 7 scenes tell of the same time period from Christ's first to his second coming, but they do so from different perspectives. One of the reasons I take this view is because of Armageddon. There are 3 final punch-ups narrated in Revelation. They correspond to the defeat of Babylon, the defeat of the beast and false prophet, and the defeat of Satan. It seems to me that either God fails to eradicate evil twice but gets it right on the 3rd attempt, or all 3 descriptions are parallel descriptions of the end. If that's right, then the Armageddon passage is one of 3 angles on the same last battle. See if you can spot the common theme in all 3 rounds of this final punch-up. Revelation 6, 16 to 17. Then they gathered the kings together to the place that in Hebrew is called Armageddon. The 7th angel poured out his bowl into the air, and out of the temple came a loud voice from the throne, saying, "It is done." Revelation 19, 19 to 20. Then I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to wage war against the rider on the horse and his army. But the beast was captured, and with it the false prophet who had performed the signs on its behalf. And then finally, Revelation 27 to 10. When the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out to deceive the nations in the 4 corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, and to gather them for battle. In number they are like the sand of the seashore. They marched across the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of God's people, the city he loves. But fire came down from heaven and devoured them, and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of burning sulphur. Did you notice the common theme? There is a menacing build-up followed by a complete non-event of a conclusion. There's stockpiling of weapons, there's amassing of troops. But the minute God's had enough, it's over. Really, it's a case of your opponent knocking himself out, and that before the bell has even sounded. Evil is not an equal and opposite force which gives God a run for his money. As we saw with the bottomless pit, darkness is no match for light. Emptiness is no match for fullness. Do you worry about the future? Does it seem like the darkness will win? Take heart. The Lamb wins. When push really does come to shove, Armageddon is no contest. I'm not into boxing. I've never been a fan. But I remember years ago there was a big build-up to a fight, and the guys at work, they were all talking about it. They were talking about how they were going to stay up late to watch it, and there was a lot of excitement about this big fight. And then when it came to it, it was over pretty much straight away. All that hype for nothing. And I like what what Glenn Scrivener writes towards the end of this chapter. Evil is not an equal and opposite force which gives God a run for his money. The truth is, of course, there is nothing that can give God a run for his money. He is all powerful. He wins every time. There is no contest. And as I was thinking about this, my mind went to Jesus in Matthew's Gospel when he went and he fasted in the wilderness. We read in Matthew 4 verse 2 that Jesus had been fasting for 40 days, and it says he was hungry. Jesus was hungry. His human body was tired and weak. So the devil came to tempt him three times, and each time Jesus is able to combat the enemy with God's word, and eventually tells the enemy just to get away from him. It was no contest for Jesus. He knew the truth. He knew the word. And the enemy does like to have a go at us as God's people. He knows our weaknesses. He knows our flaws. And there are times when we'll be tempted and times when we'll give in to that temptation, and the enemy will think that he's won. But the truth is that we are on God's side. We're on the winning side. We have the victory because the enemy has already been defeated. And Jesus knew the word, and he responded to the enemy with the truth of God. And we can do the same thing. When we're tempted, we respond with the truth of God. Let's remember this truth today, that we are on the winning side and there is no contest. And when the enemy comes to tempt us, we can tell him to get away from us because we belong to Jesus. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you all on Sunday.